lab meat, and this was touched on yesterday in my interview with Liz James, so I wanted to get some more information to you about this. This is a story that just broke in the last day, and it was broken by Bloomberg. Many other people have looked at the data and what they're actually telling us. Life and death problems with lab-grown meat. Production requires cells that are considered to be precancerous, and in some cases, fully cancerous. You have to understand that their ability to grow the lab meat means that they have to have these immortal cell lines. This is one of the problems with vaccines for the longest time, because these are cell lines that just keep reproducing and reproducing, creating concerns about cancer possibilities, as well as the ethics. Where did they get these immortal cell lines like HEK? They're used in the testing of vaccines or even the manufacturing of some vaccines by aborting babies. So a report at Bloomberg says leading scientists agree that cultured meat products won't give you cancer, but the industry doesn't have any data to prove it. Well, we don't need to worry about that. We got the FDA to take care of us, right? National Pulse was more blunt. They said we could eat malignant chicken tumors by the bucket load. Lab-grown meat's impending cancer problem. Under the right conditions, said Bloomberg, animal cells can be grown in a petri dish or even at scale in factories full of stainless steel drums. Oh, great. For decades, such companies as Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson have cultured large volumes of cells to produce vaccines, monoclonal antibodies, and many other biotherapeutics. And now the idea that we might as well eat these cells too. There you go. Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson, who is giving respiratory illness to mothers and children with baby powder for decades, even after it was known, the effects of this. And, of course, the opioids. And then I need to tell you about Pfizer. These are the people now that we can look to for our food. Isn't that nice? The Food and Drug Administration. Well, yeah, this consolidation. Now they don't have to worry about so many different companies to regulate. They can just partner with Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson on selling us tumor T-bones or biopsy burgers. The big honking asterisk here is that normal meat cells don't just keep dividing forever. This is the problem, right? We're going to take a sample of a chicken or a cow, a biopsy of it, and we're going to grow that and keep growing it and keep growing it, and we're going to feed the world like the magic beanstalk. But to keep the cell cultures growing at rates big enough to power their business, companies, including the big three of this, biopsy burgers, are using what they call immortalized cell lines. Something that people would never eat intentionally. Immortalized cell lines are a staple of medical research and a big ethical question, but they are technically speaking precancerous, and in some cases they can be fully cancerous. The report said even if your nouveau meat doesn't cause cancer and isn't exactly made from cancer, having to say so repeatedly will invariably turn off a great many potential customers because, the more they protest about the vaccines not being fatal to people, the more we believe they are. So the big three startups, listen to the names of these companies here. Believer Meat. You see, it's got a religious component to it. Believer Meat. It's all religious. The names are all religious and they're virtue signaling. Believer Meat, Eat Just, Upside Foods, all the rest of the stuff. I think instead of Believer Meat, we need to start putting out raw milk, and we call it Denier Dairy. That'd be good. We deny your climate change, and we embrace real raw milk